this is part of the legacy that I felt like our generation was giving, was to say, here we live in this consumer culture that is just so devastatingly obsessive and compulsive with everything that people buy. And we had created this program that could actually help preserve some of it, save some of it, and reuse it. And that's a legacy that I really value. That so much stuff is being eroded, to see it being swept away from my own home, that was a very difficult thing and very painful. And then on top of that, to see, and Alan Wong is this incredibly caring person that I was just really astounded at him, that he has taken so much time to learn about what recycling, the values of recycling, and what the whole process is like, and being very well informed about what was going on. And he very skillfully brought it out in the last city council meeting who was actually going to be doing the work for a pilot project, which the city did vote to do a pilot project to see if single stream was more efficient and cheaper, and who was going to be doing the pilot project, and who was going to be doing the hauling for the pilot project, and probably would be doing the hauling continuously if we did move to single stream. And that company was Harmon Recycling, whatever it was. And Harmon, Alan Long said, and Harmon is a Georgia Pacific company, isn't it? And the man had to say, yes, we are a Georgia Pacific company, and Georgia Pacific is a Koch brothers affiliate. They're a subsidiary. And this is a devastating thing to me. We're all, I'm sure that everybody in this room is very much aware that Koch Industries is trying to buy up Arkansas, just like it has many other states, and how much they have poured into our political process. And to see that as one of the ways, how do we actually, here's this liberal town up there in the corner that's giving us trouble, how do we mess them up really good? Let's find some way we can get a hook into them. That's the way it felt to me. And this is incredibly distressing to me. So at this point, that's all the information I have about that. Quinn, did you have?
I just wanted to share something that from my reading, because people were asking about the glass and the paper, and then the plastic and the metals and the glass, and the paper fibers are really, really tiny when they're all broken up like that, and they are more different than the plastic and the metal and the glass, because those products each can, if they use water, they can separate, some of what labels and things might still be on there, but they can also separate the three different things, and they have magnets to pull out the metals, and then the plastics and the glass melt at different temperatures. So they can use different, but the paper, if paper is stuck in there, it's not going to be affected by any of those methods. And that's the problem, is that those things are all more alike than they are like paper. And that's why, to sort of answer your question, why those are the things that really need to be kept apart.
Why the dual stream is an effective system for doing that.
Well, yes, I think so. But why ultimately they should be kept apart? Why there shouldn't be? Why single stream is such a problem? Because once the paper fiber, and just what they kept saying, and I love that phrase that you can't unscramble the egg, but once those little teeny paper fibers and the little teeny specks of glass, the glass can be separated from the plastic because of the heating difference, and because it's heavier. And so if you use varying methods, you can separate, but those methods don't work to separate the paper out of those teeny tiny shards of glass, because the paper is also teeny tiny. So, you can use it with all those, what do they call them, PD, whatever that Germany called them, but the PMDs, yes, you can use them with that, but that's why paper is inextractable from the other.
Well, kind of continuing my thought about glass seems to be a big villain. And I'm working at the facility it was the thing that was most dangerous to me. You can cut yourself. Strangely, it doesn't, you can drive over it and puncture your tires, I don't know why. And also my lungs, there's pressure, and it's just silicone. And I don't understand the economics of it, but it's not among me. But I've seen the way we do it here, and it looks really tedious. It's the very cleanest way to do it, but, I mean, that guy has to separate stuff at every house, and I'm wondering if, does there still need to be a merge after he gets done with it, or is it over with at that point?
That is a question for the I'm sorry? Yeah, that's a question.
After we do the curbside recycle, which is the very cleanest way to do it, does there still have to be a MRF to sort it out after it gets dumped out of the trucks and the bins? Or can they just sand it right?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Okay, in Fayetteville, we have curbside sort.
Right.
Everything is separated.
Right.
And then they dump that thing into the little dumpster things, each section.
They both are down there on.
And then can they send it right to whoever's gonna use it?
Well, the neat thing is right now that Brian has control of our resource stream. So he can choose who he wants to sell which commodity to, which is really good.
Ready to go.
But
They're
what he's
ready,
asking is-
they don't have to.
Oh,
They don't have to be further
yeah,
processed.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
bailed and ready to go.
They're bailed and ready to go.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not bailed, it's still, you still gotta bail the stuff.
They do bail it.
But you don't have to separate it anymore.
It's already separated.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is what you're trading is a whole bunch of work by some guy, door to door, for a MRF. And a MRF is a little more efficient because it's a conveyor belt, but it's a lot dirtier, and, you know, that's.
Guess who may have to pay for it?
Huh?
And you gotta pay for that machine.
Oh, yeah.
And you gotta pay to run the machine.
But we could have something like the three things, like she was saying, the ones that are more alike.
The three bin system.
And then
It's
we
dual
could
stream.
keep the paper separate.
Dual stream, yeah.
And so it would be a dual stream,
Yes.
and that would be different than what we're doing now.
Right.
Maybe more workable for apartments who know.
Right,
maybe.
right,
So that
right.
would be an alternative.
Right.
To suggest.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I have a real concern about honesty in what's gonna happen afterwards.
Right.
In St. Louis, they were doing single stream and discovered, lo and behold, it was all going to garbage.
Right, right.
Hmm.
And you can Google that.
Yeah,
and
and
read
so
the story.
I'm like, if we did this to Coke, like, forget it.
Right.
Our garbage is all garbage.
I think it's really there. If you look at the display, you'll see, the first one is the devolution of recycling, and exactly what it talks about is how citizens have become so very, very detached from the process. And two things happen there. We quit thinking about our consumer habits, and we don't think about contamination, and we don't think about workers, and we don't think about where it goes after this. And so, I was visiting with a newspaper editor, and he said, well, Louise, do you want drop-off centers everywhere? And I said, well, yeah, but I mean, I know it's not possible in big urban areas, but I love drop-off centers, and if you'll look over here, I encourage you to go look and read about the arches and look at the pictures to the right. This was my first program I worked on, and actually the very best program I worked on out in Tennessee 25 years ago. And our drop-off center was really designed and built. The city built it, but the citizens built a whole lot of the components. They were very invested in it, and it was so clean and so attractive. Southern Living magazine came up and did an article about it. And Southern Living doesn't cover many drop-off centers. But the center was educational, it was park-like. The attendance building was a 100-year-old tobacco barn. We had a book swap. It was just a really, really neat thing, but people were invested in it. They helped build it. Community paid $1,000, and we had twice-a-week garbage collection. So the consultant said, drop-off center will never work here. And we had terrific participation rate. It is defunct today. It went defunct when the education program stopped. And the education program was 30 volunteers who went into every classroom every month for 5 years. Okay, and then, I left, and then it went defunct. Okay, those children can tell you the name of their landfill, where it was located, how much the dip fee was, how much garbage was generated in this community. A little kid might be tugging on their mom saying, well, why are we paying BFI $2,500 a week to haul 14 garbage in the That money, Mama, could be used for soccer fields. Children today can give you that kind of information. We have become so detached from the process, and see the guy standing there, that's Dillard. Dillard ran the garbage route, and he blew his back out, so they gave him to me, and he said, ain't gonna work. Ain't nobody gonna come down here, ain't nobody gonna bring nothing, it ain't gonna work. When I left the program, he was dealing with the brokers. He was giving all the tours to the school children, and he understood recycling. He did say to me one day, I would rather work for the military than you, Lily. Why do you say that? And he said, because you make me keep it so clean, people can eat off the ground. And I said, Dillard, we're a volunteer program. These citizens have twice a week garbage collection. They don't have to come here. Our keystone, we say seventh generation, but actually it was education. So we had 30 volunteers in every classroom every month doing deep education. So when the Dirty Murph people showed up in our community, we stopped that in 3 weeks. When I arrived in Fayetteville and they were talking Dirty Murph, it took us 3 years to stop it. Citizens need to get back in this ball game. We're going to stop and eat. We can keep talking because it is 7. They want us out of here in another 10 minutes. We can keep eating and chatting. Thank you.
I just want to make one comment. We keep talking about the MRF and as a benefit that it uses fewer people. I think we should also be considering, you know, why are we trying to eradicate jobs?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We need those jobs. Let's put people to work.
We're going outside of our area.
Anyway, just a thought. But I didn't mean to interrupt the clapping.
How are you feeling? You're better. Feeling better now.
Here are you?
Thank you.
So, yeah. Now, is that a video that you took?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you see me with a camera, it's usually...
Well, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. But I want to possibly get a hold of that for the sustainability class that they're going to be teaching in the fall. I'm going to stay in touch with you. Don't lose that one.
It'll be on YouTube time I go to bed.
Okay. All right. All
Actually, one of
right.
these, it may be 2 in the morning before I get it off.
Okay.
But it'll be on YouTube.
Okay. Wow! Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
They can run this whole place on bacteria, they did it for 3 million years, and they got their climate back. So we're not gonna get
That's great. Thank you. Well, that's great. Hey, buddy, stranger. Well, I have to go to my to see what
Mostly about education, it's not about anything.
Thank you so much.
I just say throw that out. Hey. Yeah. That's what I was going to ask you about. I forgot about it. What is the deal?
Well, good for you.
But, it looks interesting, the problem is, put off.
Yeah, I talked to Gene, but.
Yeah.
So it's not the secret.
And so we're gonna find a way to do it. I don't think any point out is gonna work anyway, but, that's the only thing, I quit, I'm about done, so I've got. Probably should. Wendy needs nobody.
Well, I'm not sure when we're taking registration now, I'm not sure when the registration does. Fernando was working with some other people on a logistics standards and arrangements for doing that. So I just sent an email about that and sent the copy to you. Hey, are we going to do this for logistics? He said, go ahead and register, and once we know how many people are registered, we'll figure out the details of it. Kean wants to go. The high school student.
Oh, yeah.
And so I added that, him to that little message string, as well as a response to him, a link to the website that gets information about what's happening. And on that page, there's a link to the registration form. So that's in an email to you, Fernando.
And that would be how we register. Yes, that's how we register. How can what would I look at to see some details about it? Do they have a website?
In the link that I gave in the email, it takes you to a page about it. And then on that page, there's a link to the registration form. There'll be information at the first link about what's going on.
Let me write down.
And that's in the email.
Let me write down what the name of it is.
Southern SMA 5. Southern Movement Assembly 5.
You could ask that, I could ask
The other
that.
one is.
But Katrina
That's
Dan.
not like it, because we've got all these ducks in a row.
Right now, he doesn't have anything, he doesn't have any
And
of
then
it.
that link would be my,
Email to you, and it's about the ordinance.
me and had one meeting already, and we're gonna have another meeting. Suggestion, and so we're doing our homework. She said she didn't want us to be a couple of idiots, so we both got a pamphlet. Or she and we're reading it, before we.
Okay, that sounds real good.
I have several problems with theory. But it could be that I'm just not reading, I'm not reading, I'm just getting it secondhand from people who don't really understand it. So I think that's what I'm not talking about.
She can talk about that, Don Graham can talk about that, Dorothy can talk about that, you have resources.
Oh, yeah, Don Graham, she's my racism buddy. We're once a week.
Yeah, she's excellent.
Yeah, she is.
Aubrey, where is this video going to be accessible?
By midnight, I hope it'll all be on YouTube.
Okay.
Everything I do.
You put a link on, the Omni page?
Yeah.
There's a good article in Atlantic about it too, I just got today.
About?
These people are really bothered about political correctness in liberal arts colleges. Everyone's scared about what they say and what they don't say. It's kind of a difference between actually being kind and compassionate and being scared. Good. Oh, and your haircut.
Did you send an email? Oh, no, I just heard it. Your daughter had a terrible heart some kind. Yeah, that same beautiful girl, Elizabeth.
One last question. I'm going to see if I can write up an article about this to post on the free zone tomorrow or the day after. Will it be okay to post a link to your YouTube video on it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
good.
what it's for. Appreciate it. The more the better.
All right.
She's got a haircut. I did too.
Oh, my. We'll see you.
And I saw, At the airport, it didn't plastic. I mean, we over here, we consider that pretty dirty. But, you know, so we and I was trying,
Well, I was wondering, the 29th is out of the question also. The reason being is, they wanted to go down to New Orleans.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tim and Fernando are going to be going anyway, and I didn't know.
Well, we want to go, they're
Yeah. Yeah, well, I did too.
Yeah.
we're all the same.
And Kelly was working.
I mean, I've been involved in, you know,
I did mine wrong, so I.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what, I think, those, the three things.
Yeah.
The boys who wanted to do all of those.
I did all of them, but I didn't think you needed to, I mean, they were kind of.
It's like, don't do it, do it.
Now, what are y'all can do something?
We don't really need, we need somebody to answer.
It needs.
We need like a little clay animation or something.
But tell me also that they go inside the responsibility. That's what, well, so, to get back to the three things, so, when I take it to Tulsa and put it in somebody else's single stream, who knows where it ends up?
Oh, yeah.
You know, so, but, you know, but the trick, I mean, of course, I try not to buy things that come in those containers. However, now the yogurt containers, I believe, are number 2, but they're fine. And they're the ones that Susan was saying, they're starting to be able to use those.
She said naturally, but you also want to read them on your chart, it's very important, the health education.
Even making it, they
I'm
made it.
breaking down number 3.
Really?
They shouldn't even be making it.
Medicine bottle. Number 3 must be the medicine bottle, like ice cream.
But it's not about.
Well, I don't want to give up my yogurt, so.
Anyway, I'm
Oh.
making my own, I just bought a yogurt maker, so I would use it in containers.
So this is my biggest problem, is clear packaging. And the plastic
We
wrap
need to
that
start
comes
making our
over.
own yogurt.
Y'all, look, see, it says the responsibility and it says the health implications.
That's a good chart. I
Start making our own.
You read those, I'm just bought a yogurt, I mean, of just that reason.
Yeah, but we've actually been trying to be vegan at home.
Oh, yeah, that's big. National Geographic did it, exactly.
All right, I will keep this.
Thank y'all for coming.
Keep calling your work, but you're.
This is the only one on your wall, this is actually posted.
That's okay, I've got more home, I really do.
Okay, I'd love to understand this better.
I want you to.
I understand.
Aubrey wants to-
I've been confused about that for years.
Hold that one up.
And I want to get to the bottom of it, but now I learned a lot tonight about that. Clearly, there's some huge problems.
Yeah, like this number 3 is like, Quinn was coming, it's like chemicals are in and making it, and it's even working, it's just like terribly tough.
Let's say I started making my own yogurt, but I would have to buy milk. And what kind of containers does the milk come in?
Yeah.
You need a cow in the backyard.
Oh, okay, there's an
With the
idea.
co-op.
Or a goat.
And a goat, and you go with the chicken and the guinea to help clean up it's over with.
And you're going to come over and feed them all, aren't you, Aubrey? That's awesome.
Hey, did you get rid of all your milkweed, or some of it's still in the yard?
It's still hanging there.
Good.
About four
See tomorrow,
stalks of it,
come
so
to lay an egg.
I saw some eggs on one of them, so
Okay.
I'm feeling okay about it. Thank goodness they did the transition.